Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Um, Thank you so much for being here. You could have been any place else in the world, and you chose to be here, and I really do appreciate it. Um, can't forget that one, can we? Oh man. But where is the shade? There's got to be shade. Well, maybe it's here. No, not too much shade. Just enough. Not too much, just a little bit. Okay. Really? Okay, yeah. Gotta include that. Got to include that. So last night I watched what was it? Scoop? Oh my goodness, that was really, really good. I thoroughly enjoyed Scoop. And from what I can see, not only did I watch it, but Constance, what's her name? Meredith Constance, she watched it also. I heard her comment about it. So, yeah, if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend Scoop. It was excellent. It was excellent. Um, Probably one of the yeah, I mean for what it was pretty good. I loved it. Um No, I can't. I'm not going to share that. Okay. Okay, let me see who was here first. Um hmm. LDSW, thank you so much for being first. Back from earlier this evening. Oh, okay. Um Oh, wait a minute. Where's the oh, there we go. There we go. All right. Excellent. All right. Let me grab my slides and we're good to go. And what if we just call it an hour today? Um, we'll probably be through in an hour and a half. I mean, an hour. An hour. Okay. Wunderbar. Slides are coming up. Hey, Lydia Washington, Judy Matassit, Lorna Williams, Marianne Morris. Let me see. Who is this with a membership? TB. It's a Beautiful Life has a new membership? Or is this a continued membership? But either way, I will take it. Thank you very much for a new membership. Greatly appreciate that. All right. And here we go. I couldn't resist. Harry and Meghan continue to eclipse the royal family. Plus more news. Yeah, I think I need to change that title. Continue to eclipse the rest of the royal family. I mean, because they're still royal family. I'm not sure which one I like. Maybe I'll just leave it as it is. But so if you guys missed the eclipse, no, get this. I am so frustrated. I went on a deep clean a couple weeks ago. I didn't know that there was an eclipse coming. Maybe it was a month ago. And I was still holding some glasses from the last eclipse in 2017. And what did I do? I threw them away. I threw them away about a month ago. And then when the eclipse comes today, of course, I was not prepared. And I was just like, with my luck, it'd probably be overcast. Well, it wasn't. I wasn't prepared. Although I have to say that not being able to see it in the sky, I did watch it on the television. And I mean, either way, you're not supposed to look at it with the naked eyes. So what do you want? Oh, the other thing I was going to say is that I noticed that just like during the eclipse, even though we didn't get like the total darkness, It was like, when you're in, okay, so if you were nowhere near the eclipse, let me describe it to you. You know how when you are in an office building and you look out the big panes of glass and they have like the black tint, the light that was coming through the glass seemed as though there was a tint on the window, right? Or like you're in a tinted car window, you know how the light is a little darker. That's all it was. That was the only difference that I could tell from inside the house. Is just that it looked like there was tinted glass. So, um, other than that, well, there won't be another one until 2044 and something, something, something. But yeah, I tell you that what a interesting day. You know what I love about it though is that all of humanity seemed to be focused on something besides, you know, other things. So anything that can bring people together, like for instance, the Chicago Bulls winning a championship or the Chicago Cubs winning the World Series. Now, the Bulls, you got Michael Jordan, the greatest of all time. And then with the Cubs, the worst team in the history of professional baseball. And then they finally won. Now, those are just the kind of things you just you couldn't make that up if you wanted to. So, yeah. So even if you're not a Bulls fan, everybody could agree on Michael Jordan. And even if you are not a Cubs fan, everybody had a soft spot for the Cubs. I mean, to tell you, do you know they said there was 2 million people that came to Chicago, and there were people around the country, some Chicagoans that moved to other cities. They just got in the car and drove. As soon as they won, they didn't have a plan. They just got in the car because they wanted to go to Chicago. When have you ever heard of something like that? You just get in the car and go. And thousands of people did it. Thousands of people. They interviewed people and they were just like, well, and I got in the car and I just drove. Isn't that something? So again, when humanity can agree on something beautiful, something majestic, I think it's a great day. It's a great day. So okay, let me continue. But as usual, our faves always eclipse the rest of those people in the family. Look at that. Or how about that one? Take a look. See the corona. Yeah. That's where that comes from. It means crown, but it also means the light that glows off of the sun. That's the corona. Okay, and then this one, they said that this is like the winning photo from whomever took it, but you can see the indentations, all of those craters on the moon, and yet you can see that intense glow from the sun as the moon passes in front of it. Niagara Falls breaks a record. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Glad to hear that. Hello, Linda Brown from Scotland. Hiya to you too. Thank you so much for being here. So, you know what? I don't know why I thought this was today. I don't know what I was thinking, but it's April 10th and 11th, not the 8th. So, again, it's sold out, but it's going to be exciting. And I do hope that they're going to stream it. I'm pretty sure that they will stream it so that we can see our beloved Prince Harry. Oh, by the way, you guys, if you're looking for an explanation of how Eclipse works, just take a look at an eclipse from the vantage point of, say, the royal family. When things are getting dark over in Narnia, this is usually the reason why. So that explains those that phenomenon that they have over in the UK that happens every time the Sussexes show up. They they're expecting their next eclipse to happen in May. Sometimes they don't even have to be there. It could happen like during the Invictus Games, or perhaps um, the variety night thing they had, or perhaps oh, I know another time that happened. The Legends of Aviation. That was another cause for eclipse. Interesting. So Beatrice and Eugenie, how the sisters, princesses, are the royal families. Are you ready for it? Drum roll, please. New secret weapon. Yes, Beatrice and Eugenie are the royal family's new secret weapon. Not to be confused with let me see. Let me go and take a look at some of those other secret weapons. Uh oh, right here. That secret weapon. Yeah. Or how about oh, this secret weapon? Uh-huh. Or how about oh, okay, here we go. How about that secret weapon? They got so many secret weapons, you almost can't even identify them. That's how secret they are. So Beatrice and Eugenie, they are the new secret weapons. Now, I remember a time when they seemed to be overshadowed by their cousin's wife, which I guess makes them their cousin. And people were rather cruel, coming up with these weird cartoons like the one you see there, where they compared them to the Cinderella. But in this case, the evil one, well, I don't have to tell you who's evil in that image. Even the prince is evil. Nubian Queen says, "Hey, Baron, Royal Sussex, and everyone. I know this is not the platform for what I am going to say. I have cleared. I have been cleared of cancer, and I have found love again after losing my partner. I got engaged." Well, well, well. Now they say when you have been cleared, it's time to ring the bell. And I am sorry for the loss that you suffered, and I am encouraged by the new beginning that you're having. So, in that case, I think it is that platform. So, why don't we celebrate a new beginning the only way we know how? Okay. Are we ready? Here we go. Hello, Ivy here. Hello, Ivy. Girl, the Duchess of Sussex won. Meet me at the Royal Sussex party. Janelle's gonna be there. All right, Ivy out. You know what? I have not come down from my high yet. As you know, All right. Thank you so much, Nubian Queen, for sharing that news with us. And as always, thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Okay. That is good news. Thank you so much. Hey, VS Speaks Royal. Beverly Jackson. All right. Okay. And take a look here. As I was watching Scoop, they mentioned the party that was thrown for them. Who accepts $500,000 for 18th birthday bash? Now, you remember that he said that it was a shooting party, right? It was a shooting party. Was it really? Or was that the you know what? I take that back. I think it was Maxwell's birthday. This one, I forgot what they mentioned about this one, but anyway, you could see who paid for it. And 750,000 pounds from fraudster who was found fund Beatrice's wedding. I mean, come on here. Come on. You know what they call that? Champagne tastes and beer bottle pockets. How come he didn't ask Mummy for the money? How come? Why didn't he ask Mummy for the money? Uh-oh, it's Anita's birthday of my Duke and I. Thank you so much, Lydia Washington. Happy birthday, Anita of my Duke and I. Wow. On the day of the eclipse, no less. How cool is that? Thank you so much for sharing that. And you can thank me later for sharing this with you. I love this photo. I love the sweetness of it, the sisterhood, right? Isn't that what Julia Roberts say? And what bothered me is just that some people didn't understand the sweetness of it. Well, this is definitely sweet. I love this. Sisters, sisters. I just love them, don't you? Yeah, they're so close. That's not shady, is it? I didn't think so. Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, it's a very sweet photo. I love it. Okay. All right. Again, happy birthday, Anita of my Duke and I. Okay, sisters, sisters, there was never such a devoted sister. Oh, man. Okay. And then, of course, you all, I think that as secret weapons, they are absolutely right. They have been totally underestimated as a tour de force of fashion. Nobody can sock those fashions like the York sisters. You see there? Why they haven't worked New York Fashion Week, I have no idea. I feel like if let me stop. Let me stop. You know what? Listen, I like those girls. They're very sweet. But if the what's her name, the Marchioness of Chumley, if she can work as a professional fashion model, I think any other people, have a chance to. So, hmm but yeah, that I love that night for them. I love that night for them. Those who've seen us know there's nothing could come between us. Many men have tried to split us up, but no one can. Lord, help the mister that comes between me and my sister. And Lord, help the sister that comes between me and my man. You all are tripping. Anyway, let me stop. Okay. So Netflix announces cast for new drama based on Prince Andrew's Newsnight interview. Now they announced that back in what is it, August last year? Well, no, it was July of last year. Well, take a look. You could see that when that came out, I had this slide already. I was just like, uh oh, this is going to be fun. So I put my slide together and I announced it. And all this time later, I guess it only took them what, about 9 months to get it out there. That's kind of fast, less than a year. Well, you know what? And it just goes to show you guys how long it takes to get something in production. So while people are being so critical of the Sussexes for, you know, having to produce things and haven't really gotten anything out there yet, well, that is in terms of a movie, because they have done their, what's the other one? The Duke and Duchess of Sussex. I'm sorry, the Harry and Meghan. That was theirs. And also, what else was it? Oh, Heart of Invictus. Okay. So this one right here, this is not theirs, but still, it took 9 months from the announcement until it was actually shown. So don't rush perfection. And it was well worth the wait. So, Jillian, what's her name? Jillian Anderson. I don't know why I got a crush on her, but I loved her performance. She's so good. I mean, I haven't had a crush like this since. Let me see, who else was that I used to have a crush on? It was Kate Blanchett. Yeah. Well, anyway, I was getting that very like, intense vibe from Gillian Anderson's performance. She's really, really good. I loved her playing Margaret Thatcher, and this one was excellent as well. She's a darn good actress. Not as good as Kinsey, what's her name? Schofield. She's no Kinsey Schofield. There is a woman on television who's a greater actress. I mean, she can cry and laugh, and that's Kinsey Schofield. She is one of the finest actresses I've ever seen. All you have to do is say something disparaging about the royal family, and next thing you know, her voice is shaking and her bottom lip is quivering. She's an amazing actress. I mean, she had me convinced. I'm honestly of the opinion that she loves the royal family more than she loves herself. Now that's acting. Okay. And as you can see, number one on Netflix. When I saw that, I'm just like, oh yeah, I got to watch this. And what's his name? Sewell, Ruford Sewell. So whatever. Anyway, it kind of looked awkward the way he was, tucking his head down, and he had the big thick jowls and neck. And then I saw this photo. I was like, yeah. I mean, I knew he had the jowls. I knew he had that rather massive neck thing going on. But then when you see this photo, it's just like, oh yeah, is it the actor, or is it actually Andrew, the sick old man? Hard to tell the difference. And of course, mano y mano, 1-to-1. It was like the movie High Noon. They met at 2 p.m. and they sat across this drawing room. And well, of course, this is the original drawing room, not the one that was used in the movie. But as you can see, they got the details down to, just things you would notice. You know what I mean? The details were great. I mean, it was a great production. It really was. It was a great production. If you haven't seen it, you must. And of course, you know, he just has a slyness about him. I believe he was humanized a lot in the motion picture, but in real life, he's not such a nice person. Uh, and of course, there. I'm not even. I got more stuff I can show you about how people have been protesting him, but I'm just going to share the occasional thing here and there, because I don't. We all know what's happened. And if you take a look here, side by side images of the night they, finished the interview, and he took them on a tour of Buckingham Palace, and then of course the one on the right side, that is, the dramatization photo. I mean, side by side, look at that. I mean, look at that, stunning. Of course, the backdrop, the room, and everything is not 100% identical, but they they did a good job. Now, this headline, of course, is rather misleading. This headline stating that he was played. No, he wasn't played. This was a dramatization, and it sounds to me like Liz Jones is using it as a way to, I guess, justify the things that he has been accused of. Now, remember, he has never been convicted. He has never confessed any guilt, but his mother did pay out over 12 million pounds to someone he never met for something that he definitely did not do, allegedly. Miranda Rios, thank you so much for 27 months membership. Thank you so much for that. Greatly appreciate that. And of course, who can forget some of my other greatest hits? The Pain and the Stain. This was Philip's memorial service, and everybody is wearing Philip's Range Rover green, including the Queen, who wept as she walked into the church. Now, remember, he was not supposed to walk her to her seat. He was supposed to just accompany her to the side entrance of Westminster Abbey. The Queen could not make it down the aisle of the church, so they used the side entrance because mostly the Queen was using a wheelchair at this point. And so, unfortunately, when they reached the end of the aisle, he let her hand go and she had to walk the rest of the way to the chair, which I thought was so stupid. If you come that far, imbecile, take her to her chair. Oh, if you're going to do extra, do extra. Yeah, that wasn't that something that they actually believed he had done a good job. I felt sorry for his secretary or whoever his handler was. I really felt sorry for her. I really, really felt sorry for her. The character in the movie. I don't know what she's like in real life, but that character in the movie, I really, really felt sorry for her. They thought, they thought it was a good idea. And so, Beatrice and Eugenie, let's face it, that's their dad. And who would want to see their parents ridiculed like that and the butt of the joke? I really feel for them. And they're on social media. So they have seen and they have heard everything. It is rather sad, sad, sad. I feel for those girls. I really do. Thank you, Wanda M, for your comment. Yet her hands were tied when it came to Harry and Meghan. Yeah, but at that time, Natasha, I don't believe the Queen was making decisions. I think it was up to Charles and Willie Leak. And perhaps the only reason why um, Andrew is given the protection that he has is because I believe there was some deal made at some point. Love Wins Movement says if you haven't seen the 3-season thriller series called The Fall with Gillian Anderson and Jamie Dornan, you must. It was made in the UK in 2013 to 2016 and it's brilliant. No, I have not seen that. Hey, is are we having season 3 of Emily in Paris? Am I wrong or is that season 3? Now be careful how you answer that because you may not hear from me for a couple of days. But I could have sworn that season 3 is the new season, or is it not? I don't remember how long it's been on. I remember season 1, and I think I remember season 2, but are we on 3? I love Emily in Paris. Thank you, Natasha. I love Emily in Paris. And of course, this is the way the Sussexes were treated. This is the way they were treated. I don't suppose we'll ever get the benefit of it, but I'm just very curious as to exactly what was happening in the royal household, who made certain decisions with the Sussexes. But ultimately, it really came down to Charles because even if supposedly the Queen's hands were tied, Charles could have easily have made sure that they received their security. He paid for Camilla's. He's now paying for his brothers, and he could have paid for Harry and Meghan. At least he could have honored the commitment of that 1 year period that they had agreed to. But they reneged and went back on that agreement and took the security away right at the start of the pandemic. Yep. Yes, Myra, absolutely. Absolutely. The photographer in the movie, and by the way, he was a PAP photographer. So I hope, and I'm wondering if he's the one that's always heckling Meghan. But he said that the people that they were seeing coming and going from that house were people that society didn't care about. Oh my God, that was awful. That was awful. That line right there was just, and it is true that when it's powerful people involved, seemingly there's nothing that can be done about it. People look the other way. Society looks the other way because they view, um, those the victims as disposable. They view them as disposable. So is oh my God, it makes you sick on the stomach, the thought of that. But they really do see it that way. Um what do you call it? The and it's no difference to what's happened in the United States Congress. There has been, I remember the first time that was a big story with the congressional pages. And I actually went back and I found one of the news stories from, back in the day, back in the 1980s. And Frank Reynolds was doing a report about the congressional pages and the, congressmen that abused their power. And I guess that's just something that comes with power. There is so little daylight between the House of Lords and the House of Commons compared to the House of Representatives here and the United States Senate. There's very little daylight. They abuse their powers much in the same way. And we have senators that have been in office longer than some Some lords have actually been a peer. So um, they get in there and they're there for the rest of their lives. They are there until they carry them out. And in the meantime, they become billionaires. They become the uber rich. There's something so terribly wrong with that. Now, one of the points they made in the movie is how good he is with people, right? Do you see the shocked look on that woman's face? Do you see the disgusted look on those men's faces? Do you see the way that they're staring at him like he's a big buffoon? I don't have the actual video. I couldn't even play the sound if I wanted to. But he asked the question, why are you all here? Why are you pointing those cameras? And I guess he meant to try to be kind of engaging and funny and ironic. It was disgustingly stupid. It didn't make any sense. He was trying to be sarcastic and ironic and humorous. And, um, why are you out here in the cold? They are here to see the rest of the family, fool, not you. It was just so tone deaf. It was so tone deaf. Unbelievably tone deaf. Why would you ask a stupid question like that? And they were just like, huh? First of all, we didn't come to see you. I'm sure they were thinking. Oh man. It was a disgusting display. And when they were saying, well, he's always so good with people, I thought about this situation and how ridiculous he sounded. And I'm just like, when? I mean, it was a Christmas walkabout. He couldn't even get that right. I mean, I'm sure that he had his moments, but he had no real role. He had no real job. He was like some at large freelance cheerleader for entrepreneurs and corporations and all that stuff. No clear, defined job whatsoever. So this idea that he's so good with people, I'd like to know when. I'd like to know when because it wasn't this occasion. I guess I'd have to see it. I'd have to see it to believe it. Oh well. Uh oh. There we go. Oh wait, is that it? No, I'm sure that that's not it. Okay, I was going to try to find it, but never mind. And then, of course, like any night crawling insect, he just scurried away. He just scurried away. He huffed and puffed and shook those jowls. He just shook those jowls at everybody. What are you doing out here? Oh, man. And of course, right here, this person diagnosed Meghan from watching the documentary and suggests Harry and Meghan were responsible for Philip and Queen Elizabeth's death. I just can't. That did happen. That's this person said that the stress that Harry and Meghan caused the Queen and Philip aggravated their health decline in their health in their later years. The two people that survived World War I, the Cold War, the Falkland Island War, the Queen being, well, the guy used that starter thing at her while she was riding the horse. And of course, Philip, who um, has been like almost like a stunt pilot and spent the night on islands in the South Pacific. All kind of things that those two survived. And if I'm correct, didn't Philip live through the well, no, I don't think he lived through that first global pandemic. Did he? Maybe. I think he survived that one. Maybe not. But anyway, the thing is, they survived a lot, right? And yet, we're supposed to believe Harry and Meghan running for their lives is what done them in. It wasn't the shame and embarrassment of their, you know, second son who seemed to have had this very dodgy life, as I avoid the actual words. Now, I, for one, wasn't satisfied with that, so I had to try to find the Queen's death certificate. Now, it is kind of hard to see it over there on the left, but if you take a look here on the right, in the right type of lighting, and if you hold it up just the right way, avoiding the watermarks, you can see cause of death, old age, and a 12 million pound settlement for something for something her son did not do to someone he never met before. Right? Can you see it? That's what it says there. 12 million pound settlement for something he didn't do to someone he never met. And so when you hold it to the light properly, then the real cause of death is visible. But if you don't do that, then it just, like, if you look on the left, it just says old age. So, but yeah, that was the other thing that caused the Queen to die suddenly at age 90, what, 97 was that 12 million pound settlement. So there you go, the cause. Ladies and gentlemen, the cause. It's like a band. Ladies and gentlemen, the cause. Yes, this vicious bowl of jello, that is the cause. And I knew he looked guilty anyway. To me, he just looked guilty. I mean, anybody riding around looking like that is probably guilty. Now, I have to say for the record that this is all alleged because he has never confessed, but it's just the way he looks. He just looks guilty. But he hasn't confessed to anything. And of course, who can forget this kid who yelled out at his mother's own funeral in Scotland, "Andrew, you're a sick old man. Disgusting." I mean, you could hear this kid all the way down in Stonehenge and Cockney and Stickney and all them other places, all the way over on the Plymouth everything. You could hear him calling him a sick old man, and he was right. And it was interesting how the crowd, "God save the Queen, God save the king." No, they were saying, "God save the king." And I'm just like, seriously, this man is disgusting. And they're yelling, "God save the king." Wait, is this it? Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can find him. There we go. That's the kid right there. Rolling down the street in her royal state hearse. And the kid on the side saw a group of siblings, an aging group of baby boomers, actually a couple of them pensioners at this point, walking toward him. And he was so overwhelmed with emotion that something welled up inside of him and said, "Andrew, you're a sick old man." And then he was plucked from the crowd, thrown to the ground, handcuffed. And as he was carted away, he yelled, "Disgusting!" Woo! Disgusting! I love that. That was like my best day since Christmas. Disgusting. I mean, you can hear him all over the place. You can hear him all over the place. As loud as he could. You're a sick old man. You're a sick old man. Yeah, that's Andrew. So, um, as much as they have tried to rehabilitate him, um, he was part of something, well, pretty dodgy, sketchy, disgusting, and he was called out for it. And fortunately, on his part, that is the worst that he'll ever suffer. He'll never really have to, um, you know, pay the price that a poor person would. So he's very fortunate, in spite of whatever he thinks. Trying to get back to, I don't know what he's trying to get back to. I don't even know why that's important to him. But um, if he was a poor person, if he was a person without a title and rank and all that kind of stuff, he'd be locked up somewhere. So he um, he is still, in spite of everything, enjoying the privilege of being Prince Andrew, the Duke of York. Nothing has changed for him. Not a thing. Not a thing. And even though he tried to make all of those sad faces in public, he's just play acting. And remember when they took that photo of him walking in the park? Well, the one that they didn't show was when they didn't reenact the photo of him waving from the front door with them big disgusting hands, toodles, toodles, and then peeking out the door left and right, toodles, toodles, toodles. You are a disgusting old man. Um, and then on the left side, that was when people came to Balmoral to pay their respects, and he walked out with the rest of the family. Look at how overly dramatic he is. He's being so dramatic. He's being so dramatic. This was all play acting to try to get back into the good graces of the public. But at least there was a company that came up with a commemorative mug, so people won't forget the sick old man. And you can get one for just $14.99, right? Commemorate their eternal bond. I'll never regret our friendship. Limited edition souvenir, 11-ounce mug, the HRH Prince Andrew mug. Yeah, so there people have ways to remember. Beatrice and Eugenie begged Charles to let shamed Andrew back in from the code, rebutted pleas of Princess and Duke and Duchess of Princesses and the Duke of York to give him a new job after that happened. And then even over there, you can see B plea, give dad a job, Charles. Who writes these things? Oh well, it didn't happen. So again, this is how they treated Harry while Andrew moped around the castle. I mean, they're having crisis talks. They should have been talking about him, not about Harry. Love this illustration, by the way. And that is Andrew's house right there. That is the Royal Lodge. That's what he calls home, the Royal Lodge. Look at the size of that place. Massive for someone in his situation. Oh, that was from yesterday. I don't need that. Oh, remember yesterday I was going to show you guys. Remember I said I had that photo where the lady you see right there, she says he has eyes. I'm sorry, he has psychopath eyes, proper freaky. There. though their eyes always look the same. Well, he was actually trolling her, so he posted that. I love that photo. So he posted that photo, JP, the one, well, Jonathan Perk. That's the one that the Daily Mail has been doxing and trying to run out of his job at UCLA. So, yeah, since she had something to say, he decided to send her a photo. So I hope this keeps her up at night, Catherine Partridge. I hope that keeps her up at night. Yeah, I couldn't find it yesterday when I was on, but I found it as soon as I got done. And I told you, Jonathan Perk, JP, he has been trolling the royal family. He's been trolling the tabloid media. And as you can see, here's one of his things that he posted recently. Their ability to control, even direct British news media is vital to the archaic org's modern success. Is how royal family maintains their supporters, mostly their own subjects, believe the sad notion that non-white Commonwealth nation England colonized love said colonizers. All right. So, yep, he posted that. He is trolling them. Now, I don't know how I missed this, but I saw the photo on the left, but I didn't know where it came from until it finally popped up on my feed. But you can see Meghan with my son, Pride and Joy, Mickey Martinez. That, of course, is the nephew of the school teacher that lost her life in the Uvalde situation. So, um, yeah, he's, let's see here. There you go. Yeah, he posted those over the weekend, I think it was. Yeah, I thought the one on the left was an old photo, and then I kept seeing, and then I finally saw the group of them. I'm like, oh, that's where that came from. Let me see. Baron Pure played a video of the panel talking about Kate, the mute woman, this morning. Video. Lady P wanted to share it. Oh, she has the actual video? Because I don't have the actual video. Yeah, I don't have the actual video. I just, well, you know what I have. But yeah, I can play what I have. I can play the one that I have, but yeah. Um let me see. Oh wow, I haven't played that in a while, have I?
Reasons Catherine is so popular amongst certain demographics, and I'm going to say older people and men, is because she says absolutely nothing. She's a good little girl who keeps quiet and doesn't complain, doesn't do anything, doesn't rock the boat, and is a very traditional, old-fashioned mute woman.
Take note, Nicola. There it is. Right.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Lydia Washington, for the super chat. 32 months membership? 32 months? Now, Lydia, let me ask you though, did she play the one where they muted? I mean, because they do have it online, but they muted that part where, you know, she says mute. They muted that. Now, of course, if I just wanted to be clever, I could always insert the sound back on there. I could always insert that sound back on there, but I, you know, didn't want to. But yeah, I didn't know that that was possible. But they actually took the, you know, it played up to a certain point, And then it was no sound. So the reason I found it is because I had to go back and find one of my old videos. But yeah, they muted that on Twitter. Yes, the palace got tired of people sharing it. So they made a phone call, and next thing you know, it was muted. An old fashioned mute woman. Yes, the old fashioned mute woman. Take a note, Nicola. Oh man. Well, I tell you, was that Tessa Dunlap? Because Tessa is, I think it was Tessa, right? That is Tessa. Let me see. What's the other one? Where's that other one of Tesla? Tessa Dunlap. She was the one who coined the phrase Ford Fiesta. Yeah, she was the one who coined the phrase Ford Fiesta. I tell you, I hope she never names me.
Meghan in a Valentino white. Compare, I hate to do this, but compare Meghan in a Valentino white, absolutely wowing the crowds, and dear Kate in that very staid 1940s Amelia Wickstead coat.
Oh, you were really winding me up now. Yeah.
Well, I knew that would upset you, Richard, because I know you're more of a Middleton kind of girl and you like the sort of twin set and pearls 50s look. But all I'm saying is, who's speaking to the future generations, the younger generations? It's Meghan.
Yes, who's speaking to the younger generation? You all, they are doing this thing where they are rewriting the history of Catherine and Charles, and it excludes Willie Leak. I wonder if the crown is going to be passed to Catherine and not William, because it almost seems as though they're setting her up to do the same thing that Camilla is doing now. I mean, I know this doesn't make sense, but what if the goal is that William, who doesn't seem to be interested in the work, only competing with his brother, what if they're trying to set it up so that when Catherine becomes queen, um, Lazy Katie will have the opportunity to give out the honors, right? To do the Maundy Day, to lead the Commonwealth service, among other things. What if that is the point of it? Is that they're trying to set up a situation where she can do the same stuff that Camilla is doing now, especially considering how lazy William is. But, but at the same time, we both know that they're both lazy and neither one of them are interested in the work. The only thing that they're really interested in is competing against the Sussexes. That's it. They don't want to be outdone by Harry and Meghan. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? So I made a video earlier today, new effort to inoculate the US voters against AI misinformation. Yes, the AI misinformation is going to wreak havoc in the up and coming election. So I found this here, a bipartisan coalition with support from Hollywood power players and Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's Archwell Foundation is working to prepare U.S. voters for a possible deepfake onslaught as the campaign year goes into high gear. Now, I could almost assure you that we're going to hear about this the rest of the week. They're going to be complaining about the Sussexes and this thing. Trust me, I'd be surprised if they didn't. But be that as it may, and for anyone who is a bit nervous about the things that Harry and Meghan get involved with, they are not hiding behind walls. They did not go to Montecito. They didn't do all the stuff that they've been doing, all the maneuvering, the meeting, greeting, moving, and shaking. They haven't done all of that so that they can be 100% cautious about everything. They intend to have a certain level of activism for the greater good of society. They are public servants. They are humanitarians, and they are trying to protect each and every one of us from some things that can, be a bit unfair, unjust. Um, Equity is what they're about. Remember, with the vaccines, they weren't trying to force people to take them. They just wanted equity so that poorer countries, poorer people would have access to them. So don't worry about them. They know what they're doing. Trust them to make some very wise decisions. And even though they are constantly beat down, verbally beat down by the tabloid media, second guessing everything that they do, um, let me tell you something. If they were so bright, they wouldn't be falling for this big game that Camilla has been playing. One of those old journalists, I forget his name, but it wasn't Tom Bauer, it was some other guy. And he was saying that Camilla is probably the best thing that has ever happened to the royal family. And he said that with a straight face. He said that with a straight face. And this whole reimagining of Kate's role in the family and how Charles always knew that she was going to be, let me tell you the language that they use. They used the language that she was going to be a superstar in the royal family. Now, you know what they're trying to imply, you know who they are speaking against when they say that. Um, and that's because they're nowhere to be found. So I have no doubt that if and when, and that's a big if and when Kate comes back, she is going to, she'll look as good as Kate can look. And there's going to be a massive, massive makeover. They may be using this time to do a massive makeover. And you know what I have to say about that? They really should. They better. They had better. If anyone deserves it, if anyone needs it, yes, a massive makeover is long overdue. And with that, you all, I am done. 1 hour, right? Yes, 1 hour. Thank you all very much. Thank you, as always, for watching Royal Sussex. Thank you, moderators, as usual, for keeping this a safe space. I went through and got rid of some riffraff again today. Um, Also, let's see what else. Yeah, there was that, and that's it. Good night, VS Speaks Royal. VS, I haven't put you up top in a while. Let me do that right now. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay, let me see here. VS Speaks Royal is another Sussex friendly space. Let me put that here. And then I'll put it up top so you all can click on that link for another Sussex friendly space. Also, Pedal was on today. I was actually on with Anne of Facts and Two Cents. I was actually, well, I didn't speak on her podcast, but I was actually in the chats. I was up late working on something, and I hung out with Anne and the rest of the gang. So that was fun. And let's see what else. I guess that's it. But there's some new content creators, you guys. Feel free to check them out. I insist you do that and support them as much as you can. And I'm hearing some amazing stuff too. I am. I mean, you know, it's an embarrassment of riches how great this community is. I am seeing so many people that actually know what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good thing. Um, I think, as a matter of fact, I just say I don't see anyone that takes this community for granted that we've discussed at all. And a couple of the new ones, I'm telling you, they are good. They are good. I'm just like, yes, yes. So do support those channels because it's the I won't say it's the first line of defense that the Sussexes have, but we've done some incredible things. You all have met the enemy on the battlefield, so to speak, and it has made a difference. The spaces that you all go into and pulling those receipts out, challenging the misinformation, especially as right here they're saying that we are headed into this AI deep fake stuff. We are going to need not only for the protection of the Sussexes, but for humanity. We're going to need to be very vigilant, and we need to, um, you know, flag or identify, report things that are fake on the social media because it's turning into a battleground. It is really turning into a battleground. Oh, let's see. Lydia has put the mute woman up there. There we go. Let me put that at the top. Okay, there we go. So now that's at the top. I'm going to click on it too while I'm here. Let me see. Oh, man. I'm just kind of skimming through. I don't see it yet. Okay, I will. I'll do it later. But yeah, there are some warriors out there, you guys. And now, of course, wait a minute. How is he? I thought that oh, well, okay. I thought Dan Wooten wasn't allowed on the YouTube. I guess he is. Who is banned from YouTube? Somebody's banned from YouTube. I thought maybe he was, but maybe he worked his way out of it. I don't know. Or is he just banned from television? Maybe that's what I'm thinking about. Oh, I'm telling you, squaddies, I am I saw that guy today saying that Camilla is the best thing that has ever happened to the royal family. I'm just like, how did we get here? I know I talked about it what yesterday and what even more the day before was that yesterday. I don't remember. But how did we get here? She is all over us like a cheap suit. She's doing everything. She has truly seized power. And I I don't know what's going on with this reimagined Kate and Charles relationship. Charles always knew that Kate was a star. I don't understand this. I don't know what the point of it is, but I'm sure that it's part of some rollout that they're going to commence at some point. We'll see. Or is it like a early eulogy? Is it a eulogy? Is it live or is it a eulogy? That remains to be seen. Interesting. But which one of them are being eulogized? That's the question. Either or both. With that family, you don't really know. So, anyway, you guys, that is it. Love you. See you all tomorrow. And of course, whenever you see our queens, it is time to go. And I'm sure y'all know what that means. Let me see. There's our queens. Our flower and the mod squad. Edgin Burrow says Charles can go, but so far with Kate without dealing with Camilla. Yeah, but who knows? This might be Camilla's plan. It may be Camilla's plan. You know, Camilla has no shame. She has no humility. You cannot embarrass her. You cannot embarrass her. Hi, Joan Garcia said, oh, that's for cookies and cream. Ingrid Soares, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Oh, thank you so much. That's so weird. I had 40 slides, and usually I'm talking like another 2 hours. I don't know how I got done so fast, but you know what? Let's enjoy it while it's here, okay? Because you know me, I'm a bit long-winded. Who knows what'll happen tomorrow? So I figure since we have reached this point, we might as well enjoy it. Before I think of something else to talk about. Well, I talk about it, talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. Talk about moving. You gotta move on. Once upon a time, I was falling in love. Now I'm only falling apart. There's nothing I could do. Total eclipse of the heart. Once upon a time, there was love in my life. No, once upon a time, there was light in my life. Now there's only love in the dark. Nothing I could say. Total eclipse of the heart. Martine, thank you so much for 3 months membership. Every time you say flowers, I think about the emotion. We hold the key to the world's I remember that song. Mystery. Have you a smile? I forget the words. Oh man, that was some good music. Think it over. Ooh, like this 4-leaf clover. Ooh, think it over. Life is a 4-leaf clover. Well, thank you so much for that little trip down memory lane, Martine, and thank you for being here tonight. Oh, that was a good song. We hold the key. I feel so young. Anytime I hear that old music, it just makes me feel young. I feel like I could run a country mile. But of course, when I try to get up from a seated position, well, that takes away any notion that I'm about to do anything. I'm here to tell you, watching me exit a vehicle is not pretty. It is not for the faint. It is not for the weak-hearted. It's just not kosher. You never want to see me try to hurry up and get out the car. It's sad, actually. I remember I drove a what was it? Not a Camaro, lower. It was a Corvette. I drove a Corvette, and getting in it was enough for me, but trying to get out of it, I literally had to just pour myself out, get on one knee, and start pushing up against the side of the car until I was sure I was standing. And that was about 30 years ago. I mean to tell you, I couldn't imagine myself, an overcaffeinated, chubby baby boomer, trying to get into a Corvette today. When you get in, you just have to sit there like a like a robot. You don't move much. You can't. You can't. But that was an experience. That was an experience. Oh man. Yeah, getting out was a feat. If there was a car parked next to me, I'd still be in that Corvette. Some archaeologists 1,000 years from now will dig up that Corvette like the ruins of Pompeii, and they will see me still stuck in that same position, unable to get out. So, yep. Rule number 1, never get into a Corvette. Note to self, avoid the Corvette. I still remember how much it cost. It was about $18,000. And I was just like, "Ooh, I want this." I couldn't afford that car. $18,000. We're talking about 1990s money, maybe? Yeah. Okay, you guys. The word of the day is avoid getting in a Corvette. That's our word of the day. Okay. Love you all. I will see you tomorrow. And I guess we'll just do a little Ginger Avenger. Real slow because the front